Greetings and salutations, comic book conversationalists. This is Comic Book Hangover with another late weekly haul, weekly review video. We still got a lot of things going on, still adjusting to having Parker around the house, and we got a lot of other really kind of stressful personal things going on right now, but that does not affect what I'm doing here right now. This is a way to get away from all that and a way to just talk about and share some good, fun comic books. So let's talk about some of the books that I picked up last week. Some of these are going to be kind of quick. There's really not a whole lot to say about them, but you've got like Radiant Red. And yeah, I've gotten back into bagging these books while I'm showing them off. I'll have them unbagged if there's artwork inside that I want to share. But overall, they're just going to, show you the covers and talk a little bit about them. So, really, there's not a whole lot. Like Radiant Sun and Radiant Red and Rogue Sun, there's really not a whole lot to talk about right now with either one of these titles. They are part of the Radiant Black universe of books, and they're developing the characters that those series are based on. Although this one here does have an appearance, has a little short sort of cameo appearance by Radiant Black. So it's kind of cool to kind of remind everybody that, hey, these are all part of the same sort of universe of characters, universe of books. So, but it's still fun. I mean, it's a 5-issue miniseries. We're on issue 3. Let me put my hair down here real quick. We're on issue 3. And, she's involved with this heist. And she's going to sort of I think she's going to have this sort of conflict in her conscience, that she should do, this heist, or should she try to go on the straight and narrow, which is what she was trying to do when the series began. So, we've got a conflicted character here. She's got power, she's got abilities, she wants to do the right thing, but there's this group of people that want her to do the bad thing, but in doing that, they can help her do the right thing. So it's kind of a weird sort of dichotomy of things. But moving on. First issue of Elvira in Horrorland came out last week, and this one picks up where Elvira meets Vincent Price left off. So with that, Vincent Price and everybody else was off where they're supposed to go. They found they found a magic sort of remote control, and they also learned that when we're watching a movie, those movies create their own little universes within those movies. And so at the end of the Vincent Price miniseries, Elvira ends up in Psycho, well, a version of Psycho, and she has to find the remote control. She knows, she remembers what's going on, so she needs to find a remote control and find a way to get out of the movies back into her real world. So it's a good, fun sort of playing with the concept of a character existing inside of a movie that he or she is not originally a part of. She does get to meet another icon of horror and suspense. She kind of plays with the traditions of Psycho. So it's a good, fun series. I mean, any of the Elvira books are fun. That's sort of the name of the game with Elvira. It's just going to be fun. Moving on, Stillwater number 13. We are entering the final storyline for Stillwater. 14 will be, they said is going to be, there's 5 issues remaining. So we're going to get up to issue 18 and then it's done. But this one here, they're finding out that, that somebody can die outside of the boundaries of Stillwater and still recover and still come back. Some of the lesser intelligent people think it's some sort of a miracle because that's what they're looking for. Everybody else and other people realize, hey, there's something more going on, and they find out that the borders on the map of Stillwater, the borders have been drawn differently to make the town seem smaller than what it is. So they honestly have no idea how far this curse of Stillwater actually goes. So they have decided, for whatever reason, to introduce themselves to their neighbors in Clearwater. So I'm thinking that they might think that Clearwater is part of Stillwater. So they want to see how far they can expand their borders, which, I mean, with the kind of story that this is, it's difficult to learn how far you can go, because the only way you're outside of Stillwater is if you get injured and you don't heal, or if you die and you don't come back, or if you're shot in the head or something like that and you don't die. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room in figuring out what's going on. But Stillwater's still an amazing book. Chip Zdarsky Chip Zdarsky is doing an amazing job with a very unique concept. I'm very much enjoying it. But he's sad to see it end. But, honestly, this is one of those ideas, one of those concepts that it can't carry a long-running story. So it's good that there's an end game in mind with this. Moving on, Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 3 of 5. And, what more can I say? This series started off great. The second issue kept up that level of awesome, and the third issue has kept up the level of awesome. So there's really not a whole lot. I mean, it's written by Cullen Bunn. He's great. He's doing a lot of great stuff, but there's really not much more you can say. I mean, it is giving me as a Godzilla fan, as a big Godzilla fan, and as sort of a passing Power Rangers fan, it's giving me exactly what I'm looking for in the meeting of these two franchises. I'm having a lot of fun. I like the idea that it's not just Godzilla, but we've got Gigan, we've got Kumanga, we've got we're going to have Ghidorah in the next issue. It's going to be great, and I'm glad that we're seeing more than just Godzilla in this. So we're seeing classic Rita Repulsa monsters fighting classic Godzilla monsters. It's just so much fun. All right, next one, Zombies vs. Robots Classics number 3. This is actually reprinting the Zombies, and you can kind of see how thick that is. Look how thick that is. So this is like a 3 or 4 issue mini-series, Zombies, and it's the third one. I think it's the third one. Zombies vs. Robots vs. Amazons. So in this one here, our main robot who actually ended the world to try to stop the whole zombie apocalypse ends up on an island of Amazons, and at the same time the zombies show up, and the zombies wind up wiping out all the Amazons because they're involved in some sort of ritual and they weren't prepared for a battle. Much less, who prepares for a zombie battle anyway? So the Amazons basically get wiped out, and you got robot, and you got a sentient hologram, and where the last one that's coming out next month is going to be it's Zombies versus Robots versus Mermen. So they're still having fun with the concept, but Chris Royale, Ashley Wood, an amazingly fun, sort of tongue-in-cheek, darkly humorous series. It's really one of those things where it's kind of like The Walking Dead in the sense that you start the story with your main characters, and you always pick the character or two who's going to survive, because they think and they act differently than the other characters. You think, well, this one's going to make it, but that's not always the case. Just like in Walking Dead and Zombies vs. Robots, that's also not always the case. Moving on. Good Boy, Volume 2, Number 1. If you read the first one, you know what Good Boy is all about. And if you read the first one and you enjoyed it, all I can say is you're going to want to check out the second one. He's not in it that much, but the first issue here is setting up the story. Something to do with some sort of like a town, a hidden village of anthropomorphic dog-like people. Excuse me, still really tired. We haven't been getting much sleep around here. But our Good Boy, our main character here, goes there after this sort of slaughter, and I guess this new story is him trying to figure out who's behind it and why. And if he handles it the same way he handled things in the first miniseries, there aren't going to be a lot of survivors, if any. And I'm very much looking forward to it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it had been described as sort of like a reverse John Wick, where what if John Wick had died and his dog got revenge? That's what the first miniseries was. So it's going to. The main reason why I'm checking this one out is because I want to see how they sort of expand on that concept. Now that he gained revenge for the murder of his owner, what happens? What's next? So it's cool. I'm looking forward to it. And then finally, last one from last week, we wrapped up the Power Rangers Universe miniseries with issue 6, a great Green Ranger cover. Now this does set up a concept that we got during the last big story arc of the Altarian War, where they had these different these entities that represented the different colors of the Rangers. So you had one that was, the Blue Rangers and the Pink Rangers and all that. It was really cool as they were on panel or on camera, so to speak. They were always sort of changing into the different iterations of the Power Rangers that we know. So you'll see, Dragon Force, you'll see Speed, Turbo, you'll see the In Space, you see the Mighty Morphin. They're all just kind of changing around. So you find out where they came from. This whole series was basically about where those entities came from, and I thought they did a really good job sort of not really giving away where we were heading, but they did a good job of putting the pieces together. Because, like I said, there are a few issues there, like issues like 2 and 3, that were just kind of like, I have no idea what's going on. None of these characters are interesting or unique, but it really came together at the end, and it fills in a gap that we didn't know we needed filled in the main Power Rangers series. Now, there's a question around that. I want to continue with the Power Rangers after issue 100. We're going to get there when we get there. So, moving on. And let's see here. I think I read this one. Yeah, this one also came out last week. This is Rogue Sun. As I said, I mean, there's really not a whole lot you can talk about. He's still trying to learn about his powers. He's fighting some of his dad's villains and kind of getting his butt kicked while he's doing it. But it's a fun series. I mean, if you're into Radiant Black and Radiant Red, you definitely want to check out Rogue Sun. Excuse me, because it's all part of the same universe. All right, now before I get into the books that I picked up this week, which a lot of these were actually from last week. There's some variant covers in here that I didn't get to pick up last week, so it's not all brand new stuff. But before I do that, once again, thank you everybody for checking out my videos. I've noticed that I'm getting more views. I really appreciate it. That's really awesome. Thank you very much. But if you're watching the video and you're liking it and you're not subscribed, please subscribe, or at least give me a like. I'd appreciate that as well. Give me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the books that I'm picking up. Are you picking up any of them? What did you think about them? And any recommendations? Aside from that, the like, comment, subscribe, notifications for what it's worth, share the video, all that fun stuff. Also, I mentioned it before, I am now on the Whatnot streaming auction app thing. I'm going to start doing shows Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays as I'm able to. One of my current situations now is I've lost my job, so I got to find a new job, and I don't know if this new job, whatever it's going to be, is going to interfere with my ability to do regular auctions, regular streams with Whatnot. So as it is, I'm planning on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, usually at 5 o'clock Eastern time, although tonight's show is going to be at 4:30 start time, just because I kind of want to end a little bit earlier and do some things on Friday night. But tonight's show is going to be all about Zombie Tramp and some Dan Mendoza and Bill McKay. It's not a huge selection of stuff, but I'm in a situation and a point and a moment in life where I need to sort of unload some of these books. So these are books that are from my own personal collection, and I'm willing to and needing to pass them on because I need the money. Just be totally honest about it. Just need some money. But comic book book hangover is my name on Whatnot. I'll put a link in the description down below so you can check it out. So log in, sign up, do all that fun stuff, give me a follow, and you'll be able to see when I'm doing my streams. I was planning on Monday going through my Free Comic Book Day stuff. I've been getting Free Comic Book Day books since the beginning of Free Comic Book Day, and I got about a long box and a half of these things now. But think about going through those and sort of thinning out the herd. So I'm kind of toying with the idea of doing that on Monday, or doing something completely different for me on Monday and doing a stream where I'm going to sell off some of my Garbage Pail Kids. So I'm kind of leaning towards the Garbage Pail Kids thing, because I think that'd be a lot more fun to do. But anyway, we'll figure that out. I'll get that all organized and set up by tomorrow and have it scheduled for Monday evening, or late afternoon, early evening. So let's get on to the books that I picked up this week. We're going to start off with, what issue is this? Issue number 7, Hellcop. Now, Hellcop, I thought was only a 5-issue miniseries. Turns out it's an ongoing series. It is a really good book, but I do need to also start cutting back on the number of titles that I have on my pull list. Hellcop, unfortunately, is one of the books that will be getting cut. I'm not going to cut it until the end of this Bigfoot Sasquatch-looking storyline here. So I think it's got one more issue to go, and then I will be cutting Hellcop. But like I said, it's a great series. If you're reading it or you're curious about it, I'm not going to drop it because I don't like it or I think it's dumb. It's just I need to. Next up, this is a one-shot from Source Point Press, Nightmare Man. This should be fun. Here is the first variant. This is actually the one variant that came out this week that I picked up. Ghost Rider number 3. This is the Spider-Man 60th anniversary variant. You can also do it like that, although with the chain there, it doesn't look right. But that's actually pretty cool. That was a neat cover. That's why I picked it up. Strange number 3. It's kind of weird. This started way before this, but they're on the same issue number because Ghost Rider, for some unknown reason, got delayed. and we found, the issue 3 is supposed to be out like a month or two ago. So I don't know, but there's Strange number 3, Little Monsters number 4. Now I had the variant cover for Little Monsters number 1, and I just sold that yesterday on Whatnot. So hopefully whoever gets that enjoys it and actually checks it out. I told them check it out, read it, you'll love it. It's great. Elvira in Horrorland. There's the photo variants as well as the sketch variant. I don't know why I get the sketch covers. I never do anything with them. Ghost Rider number 3, regular cover. That's pretty sweet. Facsimile edition, Moon Knight. So this is going to be like the third version of this book I have. So I've got the True Believers, I've got an original, and now I have facsimile edition. So one of them's got to go. Spider-Man 2099 Exodus number 1. I think this is a 5-issue thing, but this one we're getting Winter Soldier 2099. I love that old school logo that they brought back there. That's pretty cool. I guess we're getting Loki 2099 and Avengers New Avengers 2099, something like that. This is from last week. Image, the 30th anniversary anthology. This is a 12-issue maxi series, and the only reason I'm getting, I probably would have picked this up. This is a sweet, that's an awesome Mirka Andolfo cover, but there is a story here that ties in Kyle Higgins. I think it's Kyle Higgins doing a Shift story. Now, Shift is a character who appears in Radiant Red, so I'm getting this just for that one little story. And finally, the variant cover for Zombies vs. Robots number 3, the Minotaur. If you read it, you'll understand, and it's quite messy. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got. So again, down below is a link to my profile or whatever on Whatnot. Definitely check it out. If you're watching this and you are on Whatnot, and you haven't given me a like here or a follow or whatever here, go ahead and do that. But also hop on over there and give me a follow over on Whatnot. That way you'll know when I've got my streams going. So again, I'm trying to do those regularly with the newborn and with everything going on. The housing situation, the car situation. It may not be as regular as I want it to be, but I'm going to try my level best. Just like getting these back on Thursday, I'm going to try my level best. But until then, later tonight, which I hope to see some of you, if not all of you tonight, on Whatnot. I will see you all next week with another round of weekly haul, weekly review, and new comics and all that fun stuff. And I'm kind of rambling because I'm also tired. But I will see everybody later. Have a great one.